So it starts with us as parents, right? To take another step of action, to try and be better and try to be better parents. And I know that you're amazing already and you love your child amazingly because you're watching this video, because you care, and because you are doing these challenges. And I just want you to know I respect you for that. And it's hard being a parent. It is not easy. And I honor you for looking at your life and getting tips and changing and doing challenges. Because challenges are hard. It's challenging sometimes to do a challenge and to change something. Or my girls. But there is a time when you can step back as a parent and say, this is your dream, isn't it? You can recognize your child's ambition and their dream and help them achieve their dream and not just have an extension of yourself, not try to push them into achieving maybe a dream that you once had. That's very easy to do without even realizing it. If you're wondering, especially if your children are younger, but even if they're teenagers, and you're wondering maybe, how do I figure out what their interests are or what their dream is? I have a couple questions that you can use because I've used them on myself and I've used them on my own kids. So they're just questions to kind of make you think, inspired questions, like we talked about in the teaching video. So one example of an inspired question would be, if you could be the best at anything, you were the best in the whole world at something, what would that thing be? And so that might inspire some thought as well. Another one that's really similar to it, but one that I used on myself a few years ago, and it was very impactful with my decision to become a writer and to write novels. And that question was, if you were guaranteed to succeed, what would you do? If you knew that you would not fail, what would it be that you would do? And I realized in that moment, I was just in the kitchen doing whatever, really busy, I'm sure. And I just stopped and I realized I was afraid of failure. And the reason I hadn't started writing a novel and telling people about it, I actually had started writing, but I didn't tell people about it. That was it. I wouldn't tell anyone. I didn't even tell my husband because I was afraid of failure. And I realized, I needed to not use that as an excuse. I mean, that's a lame excuse. I'm not going to tell people I'm writing a novel because what if it doesn't go to print? What if it never gets published? And then I'll be a failure. And I don't want to be a failure in people's eyes that I care about, that I love. So I had to face that fear and completely change my outlook. That's a question you can use on your kids as well. Ask them, if you knew that you were going to succeed, what would it be that you would do?
She likes to receive gifts.
You like gifts.
So Mark,
like for
what
Christmas.
about you? What do you like?
I like talking to Mommy and Daddy about what I do at school and what I learned and how I'm learning about the Aztecs, and I want to tell Mommy
About
and Daddy
every
about
detail.
that.
Yeah.
And one time I like learning algebra from Mommy, and Mommy taught me algebra for 20 minutes, and I really liked it.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah, Mark can
And
talk your ear off.
He still wants me to teach him more algebra.
Tell me about books for hours if I'd let him. Huh?
Yeah, all about his book. Because you just finished another book, huh? And you were telling me all about it today. Yep. All about it.
Hey, Benson, your turn.
I like giving gifts and hugs.
You like physical touch? Benson does love hugs, huh?
Yes, he does. Oh.
Your children on their efforts rather than on their achievements. Okay, what does that mean? Why is that important? It's so easy for us to say, oh, you're so smart, you got a good grade on that test, you're so smart, good job. Well, down the road, when Benson or Mark gets a bad grade on a test, then what triggers in their mind is, I'm not smart, right? Or I'm not good at math. Or, oh, I normally get good grades on spelling, but I got a bad grade on this test, so you know what, I'm not good at spelling. Rather, we need to make sure that we focus our rewards and our compliments on their efforts towards whatever it is that they did good at. So if it's a test, great job on that test. You know, you must have prepared well for that through study. Great job on that soccer game. You know, I really could see that you were hustling out there. With Mark, he's into karate now. And so when I compliment him, I say, you know what, I really thought today that your energy was really there. I loved the way that you were jumping and being super energetic on everything that you did. That is awesome. So we reward and compliment on their efforts, not great job on the first place trophy or whatever with karate, whatever the situation is. Focus on those efforts. What that does is it helps kids eventually realize that they can do whatever they want to do. It's just a matter of the effort that they're going to put into it, right? So when my kids say I can't, they don't say that very much anymore, because I've told them all, that's a bad word in our house. I can't is a bad word. You can do anything. It's just a matter of what effort are you going to put behind it. You know, I can't kick the soccer ball. I can't make goals. No, you can. It's just a matter of put in the practice, right? I can't do well on this test. No, you can. We just have to spend that time studying beforehand to do well. So